Okay, so I don't know why, but it stopped my previous recording. So where we were was it's showing us now the mobile view and mobile device, and obviously a desktop view. Needless to say, we're concentrating on mobile these days, but we want it to look good on both. So I'm going to X out of this. All right, there we go. The other way to test it is to actually do a test and send it to your email. And the purpose of testing it is fairly obvious. It's not just about seeing it, but it's about testing it. So it's about clicking on the links. It's about making sure things are going where they're supposed to be going. Okay, so I'll show you that in a moment. Let's see here. Okay, so here's our tested email. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, where does this, if we click on Flutter, where does it bring us to? Okay, and it brought us to an old page at Towers, and these are links that all need to be updated. So I'm going to show you that now. Okay. Okay, so the way it works is that whether you're clicking on a button or an image or this type of a button, this type of anything, you have the ability to create everything linkable. So we try to link as almost everything that they might touch. So for instance, I would send the logo, which we'll update obviously. I'll go over here to the left-hand side. All right, we're going to link it to a URL. This is the URL we're sending it to. It requires the HTTP. Right. This is if we want to tag it. Right now we're tagging it that they interacted with our Mother's Day mailing, so we know that they've interacted with it. Okay, and then we should be able to click on that link and it'll go to Towers Flowers. What we really want to do, obviously, is we want this to be a FELDIS link. So assuming we'd already changed that image, pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to come over here, right? I'm going to do FELDIS. Oops. FELDISflorist.com, and it's automatically changed, right? And if we were to test this image, and I really hope this works, because I want to look like I know what I'm talking about. Okay, we'll test that in a moment. Okay, so these buttons here, like I said, you get the text will be over here. How you want to do it? You can change, obviously, how it appears, font size, the color of the button, and also you want to make sure that you're updating the link. So what we typically do with something like this is we'll go to, let's go over to here to FELDIS. Oops, don't own that one. All right, so FELDISflowers.com. I'm going to go into occasions and let's see here. Okay, so it looks like Team Floral is not updating the site. So let me see if I can find a Mother's Day page. Okay, so let me use this as an example. Let's just click on a birthday and we'll pretend this is Mother's Day. What we can do is we can come up here and just copy this. Right, we come over here. If I can find out where I was. Okay, so we're going to, again, we're updating this button, and we'd go in here and we'd paste it in, and automatically it's going to save it. And now if we were to test this, it will send us to that page. I'm pretty sure it updates it live. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that. Okay, we're going to go to this new test. All right, let's see what it does. Okay, so it's linking, that one's showing it's looking at the towers because that was the old example. So anyway, but you get the point is that you have to be diligent that we are, here we go, that throughout the email that we are linking everything that we need to link. And I'm a little link happy, but that's kind of the way I do it. So anyway, say you go through this email, you've updated everything. You got the logo updated, you got the text the way you want it, you got the promo codes and the images that we want to portray, right? You click on here and you go back. Notice this says ready, by the way. We want to make sure that when we leave this email that we have this on ready. So we're going to go back here, and we're going to then keep going down the line. So if I know, let's go into Mother's Day email B. Now we just did a lot of work on that email. We created a lot of links, we set up a lot of images, and we look at this and say, you know, we're kind of really still at this point promoting the same items. We're just hitting them again. One way you can save yourself a lot of time and effort is go back into this Mother's Day campaign, right? You right click it and you can press duplicate. Right, now you have an exact copy of this email. Okay, and what you could do is you can come over here, you can hit the X, delete this email, and you know what, let's just go ahead and do it. I'm going to show you that. Actually what I'll do is I'll delete the connections. What I did is I highlighted them and I pressed delete. I'm going to drag this out of the way for the moment. I'm going to put this in. All right, I'm going to drag this arrow over. All right, now it's part of the sequence. This one is not. Nothing will happen with this email, period. End of story. It can stay in here, but it will not be used. All right, this is black because if you click on it, it is set to draft. It is not set to ready. So when I set it to ready, I click on back here and say, oh, okay, so now this is at the ready. And this will turn dark green once we actually publish this campaign, which it is not published right now. So I'm going to just go ahead and undo this. And I'm going to bring this back in. Don't want to cause any issues. All right, so it's back as it was. All right, now I go back out to here. And remember, this is where we were, right? If I was ready and I had everything updated and I'm happy with my images, I feel like my links are working, all my logos are set, then I would go ahead and I'd say, let's go ahead and publish this. All right, so I'm going to show you what that looks like because I can unpublish it. So I'll click publish, and Infusionsoft is checking everything. They're checking all these obvious things. It's saying, okay, this is good to go. I can go ahead and click publish. All right, so I'm going to publish it, right, and saying you can add 344 contacts that meet your tag goals. All right, now obviously we want a lot more than 344 contacts, so I'll take a look at these tags and make sure that all our contacts are going in. So right now I'm going to say don't add to contacts because I'm going to actually unpublish it. So we're going to don't add. All right, technically this is published. All right, these are reports that we have no data yet. I'm going to go back to edit. All right, I'm going to actions, and I am going to unpublish this campaign. Okay. All right, so it's now nothing's going to happen that we don't want to happen yet. Okay. What this does is this is going to create a tagging sequence that allows these customers to become part of this email campaign next year automatically. And that's where this tag is involved here, this jumper tag. So they get tagged in the sense that they've gone through it. Don't put them through it again this year. But let's go ahead and put them again next year, and here they go. And that's something that you'll see consistently throughout these different campaigns is how do we get them back in automatically without worrying about it. These tags are everyday tags that bring in new people. This tag brings in the old people that have already been through it previously. So I hope that makes sense on how to update the emails and to manage it. Obviously, the content we want to use is something that we're working on now. But if you go back out here, you'll notice that what Get You Wired has built is something for Easter and Admin's Day, right? So probably what I would suggest is go into Admin's Day, right? It looks very similar, right? You have this jumper sequence, brings everybody back in. This is going to bring the customers we have into this sequence, right? And really what we want over time, especially with a holiday like admins, is we want to eventually build a database of people who actually care about Administration Day or Secretary's Day. And in time, this will become maybe drop off or be less important. But if you were to go into here, this is right now built to send one email, and you can say, well, you know, I want to hit them more often like you and I discussed before. So what you do is this tag over here we want to be at the end, right? We delete this. We can go in here and create new time clocks by right-clicking it and duplicating them, or we can go over here to our set of gadgets and we bring in what's called a delay timer, right? The system's smart. It knows that this timer needs to come before this timer. So when you're editing them, you have to edit them in order. And then, of course, you can go in and either drop in a new email, which is a blank slate, right? Or edit this email, right-click it, and duplicate it. Right? Now all the links and everything that you just created and all that work, you don't have to recreate. Right? You drag this over, and you drag this over. Right? And what we want is, depending on the number of emails you want to make sure that there's a delay timer that sets this off in the way that you want. So right now, again, they're setting this as run on the third Monday in April. Right? You and I know that Secretary's Day bounces around. So that's why we need to edit this every year. But nevertheless, you may say, you know what, I don't really like the way that's done. I really want it to be something that's date specific. You can click on this, right? This is the delay. I know that makes no sense probably at first glance, but the delay really is what this is, right? Now, let's see, how do they do this? Any day of the month. Okay, this is what I'm more used to. Let's see here. Okay, here, right, okay, so you go into day of the month, I'm sorry. And then you can click a Monday, specific month. All right, it's April, right? And so it's going to go out on the first Monday of April. Let's see here. No. No delay. Okay, day of the month. That's what we're looking for. So a day of the month, right? Let's say we're going to put, this is April, right? I don't recall offhand what day Secretary's Day is, but say we want it to be the 18th, right? This is the time frame we want it to go out at, right? So it'll go out anywhere in this range, or you can click on at, and you can be very specific about what you want, right? That's all up to you, okay? So I'm going to cancel that for the moment and leave it unedited. But that's how really simple you'd go about adding in more emails. I hope that makes sense. If you go back here, when we're all set and done, we're going to publish this, right? And just for your own edification, right, where we are right now is that they have the Easter, obviously the Admin's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, and then seasonal campaigns that we're going to do, Valentine's Day specific, birthday campaign specific. This will be something that will complement the postcards that you send out monthly. And then the ever important survey campaign. Right now, the customer survey campaign that we're using is this one. I'm going to be working on editing the new one to get it to perform a little bit better. I think we talked about, if you go into here and look at, say, the last 30 days, you'll see that 144 customers were tagged by Parsi, which is the software that brings people in at the moment. Right? We asked them, that's how many were waiting to come in. 325 people in the last 30 days were asked for feedback, but we only got one reply. So there's a breakdown here somewhere that I need to discuss. Probably won't discuss it too much because really what I want to do is get this one going, which is the one built by Get You Wired. And obviously this one's a little bit more robust. And yeah, this is actually a little bit more indicative of the way North Babylon's works. We have follow-up, like if you have a neutral review, we try to get a little response from them. Depending on how they answered, satisfied, neutral, or satisfied, we have a follow-up. We send them promo codes as a thank you. So, you know, a bunch of things happens here. This little sequence here makes sure that people only asked to participate once every 3 months so that we don't inundate them with surveys if they're a frequent flyer. At any rate, so that's the gist. As usual, I got a little verbose. I apologize. And so I hope that helps. And let me know if there's anything else. And